Jesus and what they say about Muhammad, those three.
Right.
And I gave them that something so they can read, you know what I mean?
Right, right.
And yeah, they talking about God, Lord. I don't really get into no
Let me explain. I mean, because I observed something yesterday, okay? And this is a very important thing.
Okay.
The one who is giving dawah has to have, like you have in your pamphlets, like in, you have what Allah Ta'ala himself said with the Quran. That's the first and most important thing, right? The next thing, which is equally important, is that you actually have to have it within your immediate engagement as well as your retreats. Because if you don't, then you will not be able to dance. I'm not going to say dance, but you will not be as mobile with these people. You understand that the way Islam is being taught today was influenced by them? Can you believe that? Today, the way Islam is being taught today was influenced by non-Muslims. This is as bad as it is. Today, the way Islam is being taught and practiced, particularly in the Western Hemisphere, was directed by these people. So what have they done? They've taught, their people about Islam, but they've taught them what exactly they should dislike about Islam without giving them what the Quran itself says.
Right.
So, because that's what they've been about. They've always been about hiding the truth, taking things out, putting things in. That's what the Old New Testament. A very important point that a lot of Muslims do not understand about the Quran versus any other revelation, right? Is the fact that it abrogates all the other revelations before it. Just like the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ had the final message, right? No messenger after him, right? No prophet after him, that's it, right? So no revelation after his revelation either, right? Exactly, that means that his revelation completed everything else, and in actuality, it refutes whatever falsehood that is in their books.
Right.
Right?
Exactly.
Now,
Exactly right.
there is some, some remnants left from what was actually revealed, maybe some percentage left in the Old and the New Testament today. Right?
Yeah.
So what the Quran would actually do, it will substantiate those, but everything else, it'll kick it out. So this is a very important point. Understand that you're living in the era of Muhammad alayhi salatu wassalam. You're not living in the era of Jesus or Moses. You have to believe that Allah Ta'ala sent them, but you're not living in their eras to be saying that you are a follower of Jesus if Jesus himself wasn't just a follower of Jesus. Jesus was a worshiper of Allah.
Can I say something?
Yeah, but what I'm saying, go ahead.
What I wanted to say is this, right?
Right.
Jesus, right? He was not even sent for them, right? He was not sent to them people.
Right.
The European and all that. He says right in the gospel, I've only been sent to the lost sheep of the house of Israel.
Right.
He's not even their prophet.
All right.
Okay?
Right.
They adopted Jesus, but Jesus was not sent for them. He was only sent for the Israelites.
Right, and that's why yesterday I saw the girl, the Tubab yesterday, the white girl, right? Yeah. She was like, and Jesus thought that he was just an Israelite, and I said, and that so they know that part. They're saying that Jesus Christ himself said that he was an Israelite. They asserting him as God or, the Son of God or whatever.
Right.
See? They're saying that he really was God in the flesh, somehow, some way. And that's how, you understand? So what has to be made very clear is the fact that these type of ideologies are ascribing to the oneness of Allah. Is no more one if you say that God is down here on earth as a human being. He's sleeping, he's laying down, he's using the restroom, he's drinking, But you're right. And then he dies, and then so, that cannot be God, can it?
Right.
Does God eat? Does God sleep? So that's where you no longer practicing what God said to practice, to worship him and him alone. You no longer, that's what Allah Ta'ala says specifically in the Quran. And as much as people like to assert, their own ideologies and whatnot, something needs to be very clear, right?
Mm-hmm.
You and me, we cannot possibly know Allah, God. We cannot know him better than he knows himself, correct?
Exactly.
So if he says that this is my final message, how is it that you or me or anybody else can turn around and say no?
Right.
If he says this is the way I am to be worshipped, this is the way that I will accept anyone who praises and worships me, who are you and I to say that there's another way, there's a better way?
Right. Exactly.
See what I'm saying? So this is why the Al-Fatiha ends with that. Al-Fatiha says, غَيْرِ الْمَغْضُوبِ عَلَيْهِمْ وَلَا الضَّالِّينَ. Them the Daalin. Because see, they decided that, God had, a son or, someone in the flesh and all of this. So they created their own deities. And even Allah Ta'ala says that they even taking their bishops, my grace, when they call their bishops and whatnot in the churches and these synagogues, Holy Father, whatever, they're taking them as gods.
Exactly. Right.
So they have their own religion. That's why in the Fatiha, any Muslim who reads Al-Fatiha and understands, that's what misguidance is. Those are the ones that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has misguided. What he says, right, is that since y'all got, you all decided to create your own religion, okay, I'm going to misguide y'all. You all are going to do all this stuff in the name of this one, Jesus, this, that, Holy Father, whatever. And you're going to come to me on the day of judgment, and Jesus himself is not going to even want to have anything to do with you.
Right.
You see because what you all were doing, nobody gave you all the authority to create your own religion.
Right.
Jesus, if you exactly, well, this is what, and see, this is, and a lot of the information actually says that, but until, we're able to use that, right? Because they dance around. I mean, it's almost like a sparring match or inside of a ring sort of, so they dance around. So you got to be really, really, really psychologically, prepared for that. They're going to be coming with, this jab or that jab, but you have to make sure you duck, get out the way. You understand? So when they throw that jab, not only do you see it coming, but, you're able to really give it to them where it can hurt. And where it really hurts is the fact that they've, created their own religion. This is a man-made religion.
Exactly. Because Jesus never even said what they said. So it was man-made because it don't come from Jesus. You can't find a single verse in the Bible where Jesus said, I am God. I am the Son of God. I came to die on the cross for the sins of the world. These are the three things that they anchor their whole religion on. It's not even in the Bible.
Well,
so it's man-made.
Right.
Just like you said, they made their own.
They made their own. No, Allah Ta'ala said that. I ain't say that. That's what Allah says that.
All I'm saying is that I'm agreeing with what you're saying.
They
make their own religion.
Well, I mean, and a very important, people like to say, everybody's entitled to their own opinion. You may see it one way, but we see it another way. Well, guess what? Not everybody's entitled to their own facts. Facts are facts. You understand?
Exactly.
So that's the type of thing we have to be able to, intellectually get across to people who are seeking the truth.
Right.
You have to remember that what Allah Ta'ala says is that you got people who are extreme. I mean, not only do they not believe in it, but they don't want anybody to believe in it. In fact, if
Right.
they find anybody else believing in it, they do something, you know, to make sure that they understand they don't like it or whatever the case may be.
Well, they're
Right?
gonna punish you.
Right?
You're gonna find some
So-
way to punish you.
Right,
If
correct.
you believe.
If they can, right? If it's within their authority, of course you best believe it. So you have those who are that extreme, and then you have those who are like, oh, okay, you're Muslim. I know a lot of Muslims. You know, and it doesn't matter, you know, what walks of life they're from. Islam is for everybody. Everybody needs peace. That's what Al-Islam is. You know, it's a divine peace. Who do you know that is trying to fight against peace?
Right.
I mean, a real criminal would only be the one doing that. You know, there goes all peace, and you know, you just go and just try to, you know, isn't that called something like vandalizing or something? You see what I'm saying? So you, right. So I mean, there's a saying to that effect. You know, whoever is a war, you know, a fighter against peace is one inevitable for war or whatever. I mean, but the point of the matter is that, you know, Islam is already perfect. Islam is already sufficed. Islam is already complete. You know, none can. Allah Ta'ala is the originator of Islam. Allah Ta'ala preserves the Islam, and Allah Ta'ala will give the victory to the Islam as He promised He will do.
Exactly.
You know, and so, you know, there's a piece of every individual, you know, that is inclined to justice and innocence, and we have to be able to reach that area in the people, their hearts and minds. Make sure that they get the message clearly. You know, if you really are sleeping with a clear conscience, believe in the truth, accept the truth, support the truth, be among those who accept the oath that the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ took on all of our behalf, just like all other prophets took it on their people's behalf. And from the time of Adam until the day that we meet Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And that's it. Assalamu alaikum.